This is Brenda Bates, Medicine Woman, and I am so excited. Today is our first day of our channel, and with me today is
Jen Toffel, Medicine Woman.
So this day has been in the making, and as you know, every show we do, we pretty much put everything on video. So if it doesn't come clear through the radio for some reason, you can always go to our YouTube channel, and where's that, Jen?
It is youtube.com/Medicine Women Reveal. And I am typing that in the chat room.
Ah, yes. So we're excited. Everybody has come over and found us, thank God. I really appreciate that. And we're going to have a new show lineup. We're not sure exactly. We know that we'll do Wednesday show for the remainder of this month. I'm not sure if I'll do Wednesday again or how we're going to do it, but we're going to start doing interviews as well. Bringing people on board from all diverse parts of whatever it is they have that they could actually offer, because we would like to bring FYI. It's not about shoving any sales pitch down your throat, but bringing information to light that sometimes we haven't seen it. I have been a healer for many, many years, over 20 years, and I have been lucky enough to find the most wonderful healing tools, but it took me some work to look for these things. And it took the synchronicity of Spirit to bring them to me. So now I'm asking Spirit to bring the synchronicity of information to you, because we don't know what kind of audience we have. We know they're a wonderful audience, but we want to make sure that, FYI, open your minds, help creating that awakening that you need. So again, we have such an awesome full switchboard. And if you have any...
And chat room. So
yeah.
This is amazing, and what a blessing.
It is, and if you have questions in the chat room too, we will do our best to write down who's in the next lineup. So, not going to wait.
Okay, let's jump in with area code 410. You are on the air with Brenda and Jen.
Hey, can you hear us okay? Hello? Uh-oh. Not sure what's going on. We should hear everything by now.
Or hear them on the phone.
Yeah. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to just give it a second. We seem to have technical difficulty. Here, plug that up there. Let's try another way of communicating. And you're on the air, area code 410. And they could be away from their phone. I don't know.
They should be able to hear us.
Everybody in the chat room, can you hear us? Please let us know. Maybe the mic's not working somehow. I have no idea why not, but let's find out.
Hello?
Hi. Yes, hey, we got lift off.
Great.
Okay, woohoo!
Yay! Reminds me of the first time I joined on blogtalk.
Yes.
Good times.
Okay, so
great.
wonderful that you've called. How can we help you? We lost her.
Oh, hi. I'm sorry, there's something wrong with my phone. I apologize.
Oh, would you like to call back in? We can wait a second.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, it should be fine. I've having some issues. I'm calling in because I have a couple of questions. The first is, I'm wondering, I've had a lot of hair loss, and I'm not that old.
She had a lot of
I
what?
have other things going on, sluggishness and
Okay.
things like that. And I'm just trying to figure out, it doesn't all, it kind of goes back, it falls out, it goes back, and it falls out somewhere else, and it goes back, and...
All right. So you have some, like you said, you have some physical issues. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just start from there. I'm going to take and follow the energy pattern. And where is it going? It's saying there's a heck of a lot of depletion, especially right in your lower back. And there's a lot of depletion. So now I have to ask a personal question. Do you have any female issues? Like cramping?
I do get cramps, but I'm not always, they're not severe most of the time, and I've had them all my life. Like, it's not new.
Okay. Well, we look at anything from this pattern that's from this point anywhere backwards. And so they keep showing me that there's some very tight muscles You know how the legs in the front hold your pelvis? If your hips haven't dropped when you were a teenager, then you will actually have more problems with the feminine cramping, with lower back issues, giving birth. Those muscles are so tight they don't want to release, and there's a healing tool that I end up doing, and that is taking, you have to, and even a chiropractor's done this, they'll take them and right along the front of your pelvic line, right in front there, they will follow along where the bone is, and then they'll push until all of a sudden there's no bone. So it's going up and over the bone, and if there's any soreness along that whole front hip area, then you need to massage those out, push them in, and just keep creating pain, and then release them. What will happen is the energy will start to, you get them habit of releasing, then your hips will start to release, which lowers that energy in the lower back bottom part. Now, why are they so tight? They keep going back to something to do with humiliation to the family, not about you as much as humiliation to the family. This goes way back to when you're about 2.5 years old, but the way your body took it on is that they were humiliated by you. I'm asking if the word could be humble, and they said, no, there's that humility. It's like you have to be a certain way. You have to act a certain way to be accepted into the family. Does this make sense?
It does. I heard the first time that comes to mind is you said around age 2.5.
Okay, yeah, that's what I got. It's around 2.5.
So something happened then. I do know when I was 2-ish, I know this sounds crazy, but in my father's culture, they think if you shave the kids' balls when they're young, they'll wax stronger. And so my mom left, and my father shaved me bald, and my mother apparently was horrified.
Yes.
I can't imagine I did it as my mom.
See, and a lot of this humiliation is not even yours as much as it is that you took on. You know, if you're watching, imagine a little kid sitting there watching the family and the emotions of all of what they're going through. There's a part of you that feels like it's your fault. This is what I'm feeling, is that, oh my God, I did something wrong. Now, you're trying to be a kid that loves both parents, and, you know, there's that confusion of what did I do right, what did I do wrong, how do I get my parents to love me, how do I do... So there's all of this humiliation that's mostly not yours, but you've carried it forward, and because of that, it actually affects how you present yourself in the world today, and part of what's causing the physical issues is it's called a checkout. So are you getting ready in your daily life of whatever's going on right now that says that, you know, like you're going to have to talk to the public, or you got your appearance, people are going to have to see you. It's something having to do with connecting and being in a different space. Did you start a new job or anything?
No, I've heard this thing about about a year, but I do interact with and expect customer service. I do constantly interact with people, and it's for an extended time, like an hour or two.
Okay.
So every day I'm I have calls that are critical of my experience.
Okay, so your self-talk is that it's critical to yourself, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that has a lot to do with it. See, so if you like your job, that's one thing, but if you like your job but you hate how you reacted, that will affect you tremendously. Or if you don't like your job and you don't like how you've acted or how they've acted, and you just don't like the situation, all this can affect your health. And they keep going back how it's depleting you, how it's depleting you. And in the picture is that because your head was shaved, it was done to you. And so this is how I feel like it's happening now. Something's being done to you. Yes, you may have to go out in the workforce, but the talking is done to you. Do you understand what I mean by that statement?
I do. Here's the thing was, my hair did grow back after he shaved it, and I had wonderful hair until I was about 18.
Oh.
And then I'm sure it would have been fine if he hadn't shaved it. I don't believe in that. And then I'm 38 now, and I've gone through periods where it's thinned, and it was really bad when I was about 20 years doing what it's doing now.
Okay.
And then he came back, and it never came back to its former glory, so to speak, but it would come back to the point where, okay, I know it's because we're here, but no one looks inside the ball spot. And then every once in a while, because it's doing where I get the thinning out, and that's where I am now, and I feel this is the worst time.
Okay, and that's all, and it's all related back to that 2.5 stage. It's how, and remember, it's the way we think, and a lot of this is the foundation of that past. You know, so you showed a history that you had problems with your hair to some degree, and it all goes back to, it feels like there's nothing you can do. It's being done to you, just like with the hair loss and the hair things. It's being done to you from some direction, and that's the energy. So how I want you to look at it is that how certain things are just done to you, and you have no control over it. And because of that energy, you can have history, you can have story. Did you find something, Jen?
I found hair loss.
All right.
Which might go with the thinning.
What she's going to read, you're going to point out what stands out for you that to be true, so that we can really narrow it down. So go ahead, Jen.
Okay, shut down. It's a clamping down on their passion and or personal potency, lest they activate abandonment or annihilation from their environment. They don't feel free to be themselves. It reflects an underlying sense of non-deservingness of acceptance and or fear of becoming too noticeable in the environment. It arises when they start to manifest their true essence and destiny.
Does that make any sense?
Yes.
Okay. So what we're pointing out is the familiarity, and it's got roots, and it's hooked very much into who you are, your daily living, how you project your life, and it is stuck in what they call the caudate nucleus. This is what governs fear. This is a part of the brain that carries every part of the fear, and it will affect your joy, it will affect your health, it will affect the way your life is. So again, focusing on that familiarity, and we need to resolve all of that. What do I want to call it, Jen?
It's just, it's like, the image that I get is a swamp. And at some point there was clear water when it first was created, but then over time, all the environment just became murky, and all this outside stuff contributed to the fact that it's no longer clear. And so what the healing that we do is able to clear, push away, revive that environment.
Okay, so the first thing is they're showing me the top layer, and it's called, you're frozen. And this is, so they're saying at some point, like age of 6 or 7, you learn to conquer your fear, to get up, move forward so you can have a life. Time goes on, every day goes on, one way or the other, you're going to have to either fall back or move forward. In this case, they're saying that you had conquered it, you moved forward, but you put you in a freeze mode. It's like animation that stops and makes a still, and it freezes, and then it starts back up. It's like when you're trying to play your movies, and all of a sudden you're like, okay, come on, don't stall.
There's a glitch.
There's a glitch, yeah. And so there's a freeze mode. Every day you know that it exists. You get up, you breathe, you eat, you work, you do these things. But there's a part of you that's going, oh my God, I got to do this again. And then there's the fight part of you, which was you didn't have when you were 2.5. It's like you weren't allowed to say no and stop it. And so you feel like you don't have that strength to do it now. Okay, so again, I keep seeing the word it's being done to you, and you can't make it stop. It's all the little things from a person complaining, and somehow it's being done to you. Somehow they're blaming you. Somehow, and what it is your body's going, oh shit, it's tired. It's been running this program since 2.5 years old. It's done. So again, we're medicine women that use healing tools, and we have where's our website to find our healing tools? Jen?
It is www.mwreveal.com/healing-tools.
Okay, so the biggest one that I use is called Hope Therapy, and it works on a very deep level, and it helps you resolve. The main thing is what we said was familiar, and you're like, oh my God, that's my story. Yes, that's true. any of those thoughts that we talked about today, what I want to make sure you understand is when you do hope therapy, you got to watch the video. You need to follow through. And when I tell you to place your thumb in a certain spot, I will give you that. It's called a code. So and then you follow through with the rest. In this case, you need to hold R to S. R represents right, so R is right. And then the second position, and the video will show you exactly where to line your fingers up. The second position on your pulse point, you put your thumb. Okay, so you put your left thumb on your right wrist. Your finger goes in the palm of your hand, and your thumb is going to be put on softly. It means you're not going to gouge yourself or push it deep. You just put it on there lightly. When you put your hand on your forehead and your hairline, you're going to sit there and you're going to think about all these things. You're going to give yourself a chance to use a healing tool to help resolve all of this thinking, because we have 41 thoughts per minute. And we don't listen to all 41. If we did, we just feel like we're going to go crazy. We can't stop the thinking, but they go on regardless. And you have been thinking them for 2.5 years. You have grown, and so that changes the way that your thinking is. It's actually added to the pile, the energy. So when you're thinking, you go, okay, put it on a scale from 0 to 10, 10 being, oh my God, yes. Oh, I can feel it. It's true. Okay, then you sit there and you hold the R2S, and you keep doing that until all of a sudden you'll start noticing the number will go down, because the self-talk will be like really fast, and it'll start to slow down, and you might start forgetting what you were thinking about, and the feeling of that familiarity starts to fade. And what's happening is you're taking the frontal lobe, which creates your reality and your thoughts, whether you have a chronic thinking or it is just a passing thought. What happens is it changes the way you think. So you're helping to rewire your brain. And so get that down to 0. Okay, so let's say, okay, you can't feel it anymore, you can't talk about it anymore. Okay, that's fine. But throughout the day, if all of a sudden it comes back up, a familiarity, quickly jump back to R2S. Now, you may want to call back in the show, or you can call up and make an appointment with one of us, because you got to understand that this is just like the top point, and there you have a kaleidoscope of healing, which then probably goes to, and according to them, it is R2S to L3S to noticing how, okay, so do we tell her now? Okay, so when you're in the middle of doing this healing, one of the things is to pay attention to what's called contempt. Contempt coming at you, contempt coming from you, contempt could be your race, your religion, your creed, anything. There's contempt. Somehow it's being done to you. You can feel it. Okay? So that might be a word that you may have to redefine. Okay, so the whole point is getting it down to 0 and getting it down to the color. Give it a color. Any color will be due, because it'll change by the way you feel. Okay, you understand what you need to do?
I do. The contempt is coming from my coworker.
Okay, good.
That I work with.
Good.
So how do the other people outside of me make control their behavior?
No, okay, that's a good point. That's a good point. It's not, they can't show up to you any other way than you let them. On a soul level, okay, not a humanistic level, on a soul level, we have to bring the characters in our space so we can experience with our soul all of the things that we have to resolve, all the things that we need to experience. So your soul is bringing this person into your space. It's happening to you and it's not happening to me. You understand? It's in your world. And so as this contempt comes from it, it is all it's saying is on a soul level, somewhere in your soul, you know this to be true. This has happened to you. And so what happens is what they call an entanglement cord. This is an energy that's from you to that person to you. They have their own shit to deal with, you have yours. But you both came to this moment in time. Your part of this energy cord is, I'm done participating. Which means you heal away how you know they have contempt for you. Okay? And once you start to resolve that within yourself, then it's like unhooking and saying, I'm not going to show up this way to you, I'm done responding. But you're doing it on a soul level that it resolves to evolve. Which means, once your cord changes, then you'll zig and they'll zag. Or their contempt that they had for you will disappear. I mean, I tell this story all the time, but it's important. I mean, I'm sitting there, my husband and I, for 18 years, and all he's done is, she's so ornery, she's so ornery. And I know I'm probably saying the word wrong, But my, Jen is sitting there at the table with me, and I'm working on my computer. She's working on her stuff, and then he's in the next room. And I says, why don't you go tap that out, that you believe how honoring I am to you. And so he did. And he had, when you get tapping or you do the healing of whatever form, you get distracted, you work on your computer. And then all of a sudden he saw me laugh. And he goes, oh my God, hey, oh my God, she's being happy. Jen, look, she's being happy. Jen looks at him and goes, oh, welcome to my world. Jen, or Scott, meet Brenda. Brenda meets Scott. This is how I've known her for all my life, 7 years that she's been with. And Scott goes, really? She goes, yes. So we're changing your reality. We're changing the energy cord. We're changing it so you do not have to have people show up that way, nor do you have to participate and feel that energy loss. You're creating a resolution. Again, this one-time healing is not going to be enough. It'll take a big chunk, but it will change the way that you process the thought, okay? And we're going to help you more and more. So you call in or make an appointment. Make appointments much faster. Calling in helps everybody else because everybody else has a familiarity too. Okay,
right, so they're relating to your story.
Yeah, so again, just focus on how much help. So when you're holding R2S and you think about how obsessed people get, like for instance, this person is obsessed of being contempt for you, or the obsession of these people are complainers. Whatever it is, then you think about this, you think about all the stuff we talk about, and you think about how they have contempt for you, which causes you to have a contempt for the contempt. And you look at it, and you just let it all go down to zero. Think about it and think about it until it starts to dissipate on its own. Don't go, oh, okay, I'm going to go to the high side, and oh, yes, everything's pretty, and everything's great. No, you're not doing yourself any favors. If you're using a whole healing tool and you are really getting into that nasty thinking, it will dissipate on its own and you will have a hard time focusing on it. And after it starts to dissipate, you're like, oh, good. My choice is not to think about that again.
You get the power of choice back. It's not that you're going to, after the healing, that you're not going to have to deal with this person or talk to but the power of choice is back in your court.
Okay? You understand?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, awesome. So, I appreciate you calling in, and please heal, because this will work if you stay consistent. It's like taking a shower. You do it one time, and then you spend 365 days and wonder why it don't work. Well, you need to be consistent about certain things, okay? So, happy healing. Keep in touch with us. Call us back. Let us know. Stay informed. You can go to our website and subscribe, or not, well, I'm going to put a subscribe button there, but on our Facebook account, just keep contact with us to some degree. We're a family. We want to help everybody grow and to heal and to make a better, happier life. All right?
Okay, wow, thank you so much, Kelly.
All right, thank you.
you.
All right, stay blessed.
Okay.
And we'll take the next caller real quick.
Okay, we have area code 321. 321, you're on the air.
We like that. Hello.
Yes, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, yes.
How can we help you?
How are you? Yes, I was just wondering if you are thinking of anything for me.
Okay, and you got some kind of question specific on mine? Does it have to do with relationships? Or another person?
Concerning spirit guides.
Okay. Alrighty. So what we're going to do is we'll probably end up drawing cards for you. And where's my good deck? Oh, right there in front of my... Thank you, Jen. Alright, so something about spirit guides, anything and all things. And what does the soul want to say? The first card that comes up is called Moonlight. I'm from the Colette Baron Reed, the Enchanted Map deck. And it's number 51 for those that are following along. And it's in the upright position. It says, your intuition allows you to see beyond the mundane, logical, and analytical. Follow it. Okay, we need to find a... Where's your cards? Oh, over there. Go look for some type of guide. I don't know which deck it is over there. You need to find it. Moonlight beckons. Come and trust your intuition to lead you into places that may not seem logical. Your hunches will be right on target. Resist, which is second guessing yourself, for your alternative perception is especially sharp right now. You can see beyond the surface of things and truly read between the lines. This is a good time to use oracle cards or other systems of divination to gain information. Remember that the language of intuition is a symbolic one. It comes subtly through a hunch, a tingling, a clear sound, and an animal or an object crossing your path. Spirit is sending you messages to help you now. Success is yours and you're following the signs. So one thing is they want you to build up a filing cabinet in your brain. Meaning you're going to look at things and that represents life as. I mean, we use all kinds of books here. I put everything on my website as far as numbers and animals that it represents life as. And so they want to access, your spirit guides will want to access this. This is how they communicate with us. Is that they will go into, they'll look at your filing cabinet and they'll like, oh yeah, there was a story and an analogy, like when I was talking about my husband, they say, oh, remember that? And I'll bring it to the surface. So what they want you to do is build up information so that you can create a rapport back and forth to the spirit guides. And what, Jen, did you pick up?
Okay, to start with, I'm using the deck Wisdom of the Hidden Realms by Colette Baron Reed, and I just was asking, what do your spirit guides want to tell you? So they started off with number 1 of this deck is the High Lady of Love and Compassion, reversed. So as a challenger, she gently reminds you to snap out of self-centeredness. The ego has set a sneaky trap for you. You may have forgotten that to create an abundant life, you must be conscious of how your choices impact those around you. Are you trying to manipulate others to get what you want without consideration for them? But then my question is that happening to him? I don't know. 2 sides of the coin. Then I
blanked out and didn't hear a dang thing.
That's awesome.
That's what, no, well, this also is part of it.
Okay, so, is it possible that your good intentions are about helping too much, enabling another person to remain the same and preventing his or her growth? Sometimes it's better to let others hit bottom with their own suffering rather than trying to make it easier for them. Sometimes you need to be cruel to be kind.
Quick question, do you help people?
Yes, I do.
All right, one of the things we do in our healing is that we let you talk and complain and live your life, and because you need an outlet, you need that little mourning period. But one of the rules is in our Empowerment Through Enlightenment group is you can do and say what you need to, but we're not going to support your hells.
You don't get to dwell there.
If you want to dwell, don't come here. Because here's about resolution. I had my friend, and talk about accessing filing cabinets. Okay, so right now they're telling me to tell you the story. My friend, for many years, wonderful person, calls me up every day, complains, cries, and whines about her husband and her kids and her life and her job. The list goes on and on. And then finally I said, okay, I'm doing you a disservice. I love you, but here's the thing. Do you want this gone? Well, of course I do. All right, this is what we're going to do. Here's a solution. It works on it because I've used it. My clients and my students use it. So let's do this for you. And the next thing I know, she's going, oh wait, oh my God, my dog got loose. Oh, I got, bye! And she hung up. And I didn't hear from her for a whole year. When you give the person a choice to heal it right then and there, you have some way of doing it. That they will actually see evidence. It's amazing how much they are used to their story. That is the way they have their identity. The only way that they can have an identity is through their stories and their pain. Now, there are some people that everybody has legitimate pain. Not taking that away. Some people, that's their comfort zone. Some people, they literally want to get past it. So what that's saying is that you actually get to help if you have a resolution. Now, if it's just advice, you got to understand they're not going to be able to see from your point of view. They've actually got to experience it so they can understand your point of view. They can recite it back. They can act like they know it. But if they haven't had that personal experience of that familiarity, then they're not going to be able to grab or value what you're saying. You know, it's not that they're idiots. It's just that they don't have that one component of experience that is needed.
They need to put it into their language, and then they need to find value for it. Like, they need to be able to assimilate or translate. You're telling them something, and they need to, number one, find the value, see that it can do something, and then put it into their own language and experience.
Exactly. Do you understand what we're saying?
Yes.
Okay, so the main thing is your spirit guides want to communicate with you, and they are. They want you to start building a filing system up. They want you to be able to use, if you're resolution oriented, find more ways that actually get results. And then ask for that language. I mean, what they brought to me, and I can't even, I call it becoming a spiritual human because it's the same language as everybody else, but there's different meanings to words. And I thought, well, how am I supposed to talk about this? How am I supposed to teach it? Because my language was different than what other people heard. And so finally I just took and I said, all right, my guides, please give me the language or the words that's necessary so that people understand that what I'm talking about and where I'm coming from instead of me looking like a loony bin. And the next thing you know, people are getting it. So learning to finally have a rapport with them is to just allow, surrender that feeling of, oh my God, I don't know if I'm correct, which is a second guessing. That's that resisting. So if you just allow it to come through. And in this case, they're saying set up a way that, you know, gather a bunch of people, have a party, and just start doing free readings or doing free this. And allow yourself to just take that next leap in your learning on the spiritual path of fine-tuning with your guides. Whether you're right or wrong, it doesn't matter. Just allow it to come through and you'll start finding what works and what doesn't, and you will then become much more confident in what you're doing, okay?
Definitely.
Okay, did that answer your question or help you?
Yes, it did.
Okay, we thank you for calling in.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Okay, thank
Talk
you.
to you later, and keep in contact.
Keep us posted.
Definitely.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Thank you for calling. 347.
You're on the air with Brenda and Jen.
Hi, this is Susie. I'm calling from New York.
Hi.
How can we help you?
I wanted to know what do you see happening with my love life? Where do you pick up on that wedding?
Okay. Here, Jen. You're supposed to have the deck. All right, for the love life. Well, what I'm seeing is right now is a heartbreak, a yearning, a longing energy. And that there is like a future tense and a past tense, which can't allow love to come in the present moment. And it actually creates a wall, a heart wall, that actually stops from having your dreams come true, because how do you know your life at this moment? This is the way I know my life. So I'm going to ask you, so what do you need to do on a certain level? It's just right now you've checked out. It's like when, let's say you went to a bar and you're all pretty and maybe sexy looking and you have this energy, and then everybody passes you by. And you're like, what the heck? And you go in the bathroom and you go, what do I stink? What's gone? What's wrong with me? Oh, makeup's fine, I look good. You know, and then you go back out and you sit and still nothing. And then all of a sudden that overwhelming feeling of happens again, to the point of, oh, I can't do this, I don't want to do this. And there's what they call a wall that gets put up. It's called bitch please. And and Jen, would you like to explain what that particular feeling is?
So, because this is part of my life and my story that I'm unraveling,
Yes.
so I can relate to it very well. So, okay, so the idea of the heart wall is a form of protection, because at some point, and I'm getting around the age 2 or 3 years old, you had an experience of abandonment, or somebody deserted, or somebody left. You knew what that feeling was, and then you, on a very human level, you said, okay, I don't want to experience that again, so I'm going to put up a little fortress around this, and nobody's going to be able to get in because I don't want to experience that again. That sucked big time on just a very, and especially at that age, it can be very devastating.
Yes.
And and so then the fortress may have all kinds of, you know, an electric fence and barbed wire, and there's a porcupine shield, and there's like
steel doors.
Nobody, you've got guards, and I'm speaking from my personal
Consciously,
story.
you don't know this, okay? But if you listen closely, you hear it. Because she's got bitch please and it ain't to woman. It is like, seriously, you're going to walk up to me and you're going to ask me that corny line? There was another phrase that you called, but I can't really say it because I can't remember how it goes. Oh, the F-off vibe.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's the vibe that I've had, because I've experienced that, and I don't want to experience that pain again. I am doing everything I can to protect myself. No way I'm not going to experience that again. But then I get to a certain point. I didn't know that I did that as a little kid, but then I get to a certain point when it's time for dating and all that kind of stuff, and I'm like, gee, why isn't anybody approaching me? You know, gosh, I'm left over here in the corner. What, you know, everybody else gets to have a boyfriend, and, you know, what about me? I had no idea that I'd done that. Now I'm unraveling that story, and now that I don't want to be that person anymore, so I'm doing everything I can to heal, and meridian tapping and hope therapy and all the kind of the healing tools.
She's even allowing my husband to serve her every now and then. He'll like see she needs something, and my husband's this gentleman, so he'll go like, oh, she needs that glass of water because it was hers and she left it across the room. So he'll pick it up and walk to her. The first time he did that, she's like looking at him like, what are you doing? I can do that myself. I don't need your help. And he's like, you sit down. I'm giving you this glass. Learn to receive from a man. And then he walks away. Yank, yank, yank.
So now that energy is in it's still in my aura, but there's remnants of it. And so every now and then again, it kind of creeps up and comes out to play. So at one point it served a purpose of protecting, and now it's at the point of, wait a minute, I don't want to do this anymore. And so but it's in my aura, so I don't even know that it's there. But it's still paying attention to the clues.
So one of the things that we would tell you to heal would be how you have those walls up. The familiarity of going, oh God, really? I gotta do this again? Or, oh, that men like that? No, I hate men like that. You know, but here's the thing. Your attraction factor, besides having the heart wall, the attraction factor is that what are you going to pull you to you? Somebody that's going to ignore you? Then you will get that. My attraction factor for any type of men, they're great men, but not with me. Why? Because they like to drink. I only did it because I thought that's the only way that you're supposed to have relationships. They love sports. I hate sports, but I figured I better like it because that's the only way I can get a man. And, you know, that's what relationships are. Or they like to hang at bars, and they like to fight, or they like to argue. You know what? You can actually choose somebody that doesn't like to fight and argue, that don't like sports, that don't like to drink, that don't like to do any of that. But I didn't know this. I didn't have a pathway other than the attraction factor I had. So when I healed those attraction factors, I said, okay, God, I'm ready to get married, and in come in my life this man that liked comic books, loved to play games, loved to joke, loved to have fun and laugh and snuggle and watch TV, and to just, I'm like, oh my God, it wasn't that I didn't deserve this. What the hell? I don't even have a pathway for this. How can I be attracted to this? I want it, but I can't feel this attraction. And I know it's supposed to be there, so I asked Spirit to help me heal it. And lo and behold, when I said, why this man? And then a light, I swear, was like a halo above his head, turned on, and I'm like, oh my God, all of my heart walls just melted, and I was able to say and let this man in my space to give me the attention that I had craved for. And he let me be me. I get to do and be whatever I wanted to be. And I'll tell you that if you do these healings, you can bring so much. It's not that you're bringing better in your world, you're bringing a healthier alignment for you. Okay? So what we want you to do is understand there's a lot of gems, so you're going to have to re-listen to the show or watch the YouTube video. And the thing is that I want you to heal something specific, and I got to find out what healing tool. One of the things you do is that you spin out, and they want you to, I'm not sure if I have it up on my wall yet or not, I made the videos, and that is the oh my God points. And all you have to do is remember to take your hand, left or right, place it on your forehead and just a little bit of your hairline, and just put your hand there and just think about all the longing or the yearning or all that we talked about. Now, your first thing is that we got to get you to get out of the alarm state. And once you get past that, and the number and the color will go down, then, let's see, do you want to give her another healing? Yes. Hope therapy? Yes. Where do you want to go? Jen, tell them what I'm doing. You have my own personal page and pendulum. And
yes, you're wanting me to explain the website or what you're doing?
That's what I'm doing here.
So, what Brenda's developed is a way to read the meridians that are in our body. We've got at least 12 to start with. And so each organ or meridian point holds certain emotions, and so she's using the pendulum to read the energy that is fine-tuning what emotion or organ or meridian system that your situation is locked into.
Okay, so now Jen, let's explain what haughtiness is. This is the energy that seems to be her attraction factor. She brings these type of people into her space.
So haughty people, not H-O-T-T-I-E, but H-A-U-G-H-T-Y.
Yes, haughty.
Haughty. They are people who are better than. They look down and, why don't you know this? And you're an idiot for not knowing this kind of people.
Yeah. So do you have any of those people in your space? Not anymore.
Okay.
See, so that there was that she knew these people, she was tired of having them in her space, and so if she starts eliminating these people on how humans normally do it, then you start to really whittle out to where you don't have any relationships. You need to heal that part of yourself that knows what haughtiness people are, that you don't like them. That all fuels them to stay more haughty or to bring more people in. By healing that part of your soul and how you know it, it literally changes the energy. Like my husband kept thinking I was ornery, and when he healed that out, he don't see that anymore. You'll be able to take, that's your biggest thing, is that you draw these type of people, and if you heal that out, you will probably actually see a better side of people. Doesn't mean the people you had in the past that you're going to call in, but you'll bring in people that are more healthier alignment, and you may have to call back in so that we can find another point, or, you know, again, you can make an appointment. Okay, so you understand what you need to do?
Yes.
Okay, and so the healing tool that I gave you is hand to forehead, but the Hope Therapy one, you have to go to the website. Jen?
www.mwreveal.com is our website, and on the front page, on the left-hand side, you'll see a menu. Click on Healing Tools.
And the code you're going to do is L3D.
And that's Hope Therapy.
And L3D is that meridian that holds fear. It holds these haughty people into your space that make them show up this way. So you're going to focus on the bad memories of all of these people that you've had in your space. And you're like, oh, I'm tired of it. But you hold L3D, give it a color, give it a number, and then just watch how the self-talk and everything just kicks in, and just stay focused on it until it dissipates itself. It literally will go down and disappear. Recheck it. If it's a 3, keep doing it. If you're not sure, let your life go, and then all of a sudden somebody shows up as haughty, go back to L3D until that part, that's a fresh experience you have, is down to 0 and the color is white. And what happens is you're going to stop repeating the same pattern. You'll see something else show up in a whole different manner, and that's another thing that you call in or make an appointment, and we can help you get through this, okay?
Okay.
All right. And thank you, dear, and keep us keep in contact, okay?
I will.
All right, thank you, dear. All right, Jen. So we have a full switchboard, which means I'm going to have to, you know, not have them extremely lengthy, but not too short, but we'll find a way to see if we can get you all in.
Right, so we're just asking you to be patient. We've got a full switchboard, which is a good thing, but
Yep.
we will honor you, so just be patient.
So who's the next one?
Area code 207.
207, you're on the air with Brenda and Jen.
Hi.
Hi.
Thanks for taking my call.
Oh, thank you for calling in.
I just thought I'd pop in and see what was what. And maybe you can tell me something about where things are headed with my love life. I think most people want to know.
Okay, so love life. Alrighty. So Jen will be pulling cards, and I will. Sadness. You had. How much grief have you had lately in losing loved ones?
I did lose someone that was a soul friend. It was like a soulmate to me. But
Yeah.
we were friends.
But
There was no...
true. But
Yeah.
any type of relationship, any type, whether it is mother and daughter, father and daughter, best friends, whether it's male and female, the point is there all has to do with the foundation of relationships. And it all has to do with the heart.
And that was...
And if your heart hurts...
That was hard.
Yes, and see, and if your heart hurts, you're going to protect it, which means there's no way you even probably want to bring another best friend in your space, or because it's going to hurt, regardless of if it's going to be a love life. And in this case, they're saying this sadness is so overwhelming. And now I'm going to find out, has enough mourning periods gone by? Good. Done dwelling there? Yes. I'm going to have Jen talk about her cards, and then I'll come back to the healing.
Well, the cards that I got, both are reversed. I'm using the Doreen Virtue Romance Angels, and the first card is Getting to Know Each Other, which is reversed, and Separation, which is reversed. So it goes along with what Brenda just said about getting to know each other. Why would you want to get to know each other if this separation is going to happen?
So the first thing that's going to happen is that you're really going to be looking at this sadness, this yearning to have that relationship back, the anguish of the loss, the cloudy thinking of going, the grief is all R1D. You're going to hold the right wrist with your first position with your thumb, and you're going to push your thumb in deep. Go to the website, look at the Hope Therapy, because there's more what to do to the steps with the Hope Therapy. And you know, I already told you what you need to focus on, and literally just allow yourself to just be in the moments of the sadness. Be in all that I just explained, just be in it, allow it to happen. Because with the healing tool, you will actually start to resolve those feelings. And if they get in the way, as you're holding those points, you literally can just imagine a treasure chest in front of you. And you're going to just take out this pain and you're going to put it in the treasure chest. You're going to literally imagine you're pulling it out with your hands and putting it in the treasure chest. You're going to just pull it out, or even have a siphon. Use your imagination. But get all the sadness and say, okay, I release the sadness. I release. Key words in this universe that actually help is I release. Just like when you lose something, and like a thought or your keys, you just say reach, and then all of a sudden the universe will start to align the energies. In this case, you release, okay? And you start to imagine that if it's inside, you pull it out. Again, you're going to be holding, what did I tell you, R1D, and you're going to think about all these things, giving yourself permission. You're done resisting, and all of a sudden the rest of you just starts to work, and the healing takes place, and you'll start to feel better. Get it gone down to zero, get it gone down to white, until all of a sudden you no longer are burdened with these negative thinking or feelings or just the pain, okay?
Okay.
Okay, the healing works because I have had much loss in my life, and I can look back at it. It doesn't haunt me. I'm not sad. Do I miss them? Well, I could if I wanted to, but I have a rapport with them because it's like, I just send, light and love, and I think, because every now and then I can feel them around me. So you create a whole other different relationship. Okay, and Jen, what did you pull here for her?
It's just a matter of paying attention to the law of attraction.
Okay.
What you're drawing in or what you need. And it was reversed. So just pay attention to that.
Yeah, so the main thing is the healing, because then you'll feel better once you actually put this to bed. Okay?
Okay.
All right, and keep in contact.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. And we'll take one more caller before we go on to our break.
Okay, and let's see. We're going to go to...
Oh, that one right there. Yeah. Isn't that the one?
This is the one.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. Yeah, that one.
This one has been in the list. Okay, so...
Wait, that's just 147.
They come back.
Oh, I'm glad you paid attention. Go for it.
So we've got area code 562.
You're on the air with Brenda and Jen.
Hello.
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 Can you hear us at all?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. How can we help you, dear?
It seems like I must be going through the dark side of the soul mostly all my life. Like every 3 or 4 months, I seem to get attacked. It seems like the brighter that my light goes, the more truth I stand by. It's almost like they use my biological family around me or the people surrounding me to body slam me, and then my energy goes very, very low at the time, and it takes me a while to get my energy back up again. I always excel and go higher, but it's like each time I go higher, and when I get slammed down lower and lower, and it gets harder for me to lift that energy back up again so I can continue my light work.
Okay, so here's the thing. What you just explained is what you're going to heal. How you know it is going to be how you're going to heal it. How you just explained it. And you're going to hold R1D. Go to the Hope Therapy page, or the Hope Therapy Healing Tool, R1D. R1D is the spleen area. It's about feeling attacked. It's about, distrust. It's about panic. It's about how you can't control events. It's about how all of a sudden you get your self-esteem up and then they knock it down. So you're going to look at how you just explained everything, because you are now, and what I like about what you said is that this is actually a clean a hook, and that we're going to have you focus, and you can literally notice that, okay, I'm happy, and all of a sudden they knock you down. You can focus on how they knock you down, and you can pull that out. Use the treasure chest method. Pull it out. And literally pull it out. And you can allow yourself to heal this, because you're going to then ask yourself, can I trust myself? And then if you can't, then you're going to take and get rid of the distrust in that same part of the healing. And what's going to happen is that you're going to release the flee mode, because your past lives have all been about how you've been, the history of the codes is that you've been burned, you've been chased, you've been stabbed, you've been tortured. You all for the voice, to having your voice. Your soul in the last 20 lifetimes that I can see, all have been, I'm going to do this regardless. Stand up and I'm going to do this. And so. Yeah, I guess for sure burned. Yes, and so that familiarity is now this time, I'm conquering it, damn it. It's like 20 lifetimes you're like, I know, I'm going to succeed this time. And yes, I say you will. Because if you heal out how your soul knows these memories and resolve the negative emotions off it, what's going to happen again, when you're focusing on it, the number will come down, the color will come down, and you want them gone. You want 0 and white. Jen, what'd you get?
Okay, what is going on? What do they want to tell you? The first thing, I'm using the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms by Colette Baron Reed. I've got the Diamond Dreamer Reversed, which says that, who reminds you that disappointment and disillusionment are sometimes the way home to the truth of what's best for you. He may be here to tell you that when you don't get what you want, it's being withheld from you because something better is in store. And then you've got the Lady of Lightning, which is a complete paradigm shift. So maybe that was a way to kind of give you a pep talk about why things aren't happening for yourself, and now it's time to shift that.
Okay, so remember, R2D. Look at Hope Therapy on our webpage. Do you know where to go?
Yeah, I bet your web thing is called R2D.
No, you're going to look for Hope Therapy. After you've gone to the webpage, you look at Healing Tools to Hope Therapy. Your passcode is R2D. R is in right, second position, and you're going to push your thumb in deep. So watch the video and then follow along about where to place your hand on your forehead, and then just get into your hells of how you know it, and all of that self-talk and everything will start to clear it out. You're really going to be clearing out these past lives. Because you've been doing it for so long, you're going to have fresh experiences pop to the surface. Fresh experiences are, Jen?
So these things happened in your childhood and didn't have a way to resolve them, so now you have a wonderful array, a cast of characters who are coming into your life to say, hey, let's finish this up. They don't know they're doing it, they're just going along in their own little, bumping along in their life, but they're really there to show you what you need to work on, and that fresh experience is, whatever that emotion is, it's just magnified. It's like, okay, time to work on it.
So who is the last person in your family that just did this to you is be your freshest experience. And you focus on them that, yes, this is how it is. This is how they did it. Ah! And literally you will keep repeating that healing until all of a sudden that people don't do it anymore, because you're changing the entanglement cord about how the universe has to show up. Okay?
Okay, so I was just kind of like cutting the cord and kind of like fixing to myself, basically.
Well, here's the thing. If your past is repeating itself, then you need to finish it out. Your brain is what controls your body. Your brain is also what emanates how your life shows up.